Good morning, everyone. Good morning and welcome. Let's sing to get ourselves all centered together in the room together as we dive into another wonderful morning here at Light on the Mountains. Welcome, everyone. Page 19 in your songbooks, You Are Not Alone. I find this song to be fascinating. I both take it as a personal affirmation that I should look out for those around me, and also a thought that there might be some energy higher than us that's also with us. I try not to put all the responsibility on any other entity, but to consider that this is also my responsibility. Page 19, You Are Not Alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. I am here with you. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. I am here with you.
Good morning, everyone. No, I'm not going to. I'm Christine Leidecker, and I'm a member of the Leadership Council, and I am your person of the day today. I would like to begin with our announcements and let you know all the great things that are going on here. Well, actually, we're going to do our Leadership Council share of the day. And the first thing that we have is that, wow, we've really been filling up the sanctuary and the parking lot lately, and it's been very, very exciting. And so we just want to remind everyone to park is still happening. We haven't talked about it for a little while, but the selection committee, we are going to start resuming our monthly meetings and holding consciousness. We'll bring you more updates whenever there is any more to share. We do have our open pulpit listing on the CSL website, and it's active. And so we ask all of you to just hold consciousness for the perfect situation for our community. And then also save the date. We have our summer picnic on the calendar, and it's going to happen on Sunday, July 12th at 5:30 p.m. to 8. And it's such a fun event. I missed it last year, and I can't wait for this year. And so bring all your friends. We'll have music, and we'll have a great potluck, and it's a super fun event. So that's Sunday, July 12th. So those are our leadership shares. And then inside of your brochures or your service program are some announcements. And let's see, starting in June, we're going to have yoga in our social hall, which is so awesome because that place is just made for yoga with our cool floor. And Colleen will be leading it on Wednesdays from 11 to 11:45, and it's a gentle class. Do bring your own mats, and there's more information about the style of yoga that she'll be doing. And there's a suggested donation of $20 per class. And then Gayle is continuing on with the Everyday Enlightenment series, the 12 Gateways via Zoom, and that happens on Thursdays at 1, and there's a link in the newsletter, and you can join that. And then on the third Saturday of every month, except for this month, because we kind of shook things up a little bit. But in June, there is Coffee and Conversation with Rev Gayle, and that will be on the 20th of June at the Wild Beat in Haley. think that's all of our announcements. And so I invite you all to, in preparation of going deeper with Candace, let's read our affirmation together. And it is in red in the insert. I open myself to growth, wisdom, and transformation. Every day I step more fully into the highest version of myself. Great, again.
Good morning, everyone. It's wonderful to see all your faces again. My name is Candace Witt, and I'm a licensed prayer practitioner at Light in the Mountains. And it's just great to be back. Let's just close our eyes and go within. I recognize the presence of Divine Source right here, right now, in this space and in all things. I know that that spark of consciousness of that source is at the center of my being, as I know it's the center of each one of you. I know that that source is always available, always there for help with anything that needs to be done. I know that Source allows each one of us to address our feelings, to know that our feelings are all okay, to allow us to see them, to accept them, to know that they are the deepest part of our being, and to acknowledge them and be with them when we need to. I know that that Source helps in creating new possibilities for all things that need to be done. And I give thanks for this Source at the center of each one of us. I give thanks for R.L. and his music. I give thanks for Kelly and his message today. And I give thanks to each one of you who make this center what it is, as together we say, and so it is. I've chosen a reading today from a book called Good Morning, I Love You by Shauna Shapiro. And Shauna is a professor of psychology at Santa Clara University, and her focus is on mindfulness. So I'll be reading a part of her portion of her book, which is from a chapter that says 6 practices for tough times. And this is the power of emotion regulation. Stressful or difficult situations often cause a fight or flight reaction. This process is great for those times when we step into the street and jump back to avoid an oncoming car, or when we need to catch that slippery smartphone before it falls in the toilet. But it's terrible for those times where even a modicum of logic would make the situation better instead of worse. Learning to regulate your emotions is one of the best tools you have to prevent this fight or flight reaction. This doesn't mean ignoring, suppressing, or otherwise getting rid of your emotions. In fact, science shows that suppressing emotions can backfire. Stanford University's James Gross found that people who tried to suppress a negative emotional experience, failed to do so. While these people thought they looked fine on the outside, inwardly, their limbic system, the system that manages emotions, was just as active as the limbic systems of those who weren't trying to suppress their emotions, and in some cases, even more active. If suppressing our emotions doesn't work, what's the best way to regulate them? The answer? To become aware of and label our emotions. We do this through emotional tuning. Interestingly, we're wired to feel emotions before we know they exist. Yes, you read that correctly. There's no direct pathway between the emotional centers deep inside the middle brain and the biologically advanced outer cortex, responsible for conscious thought and awareness. Instead, emotions travel directly from the middle brain to the body, and from the body back into consciousness in the cortex. How can we regulate our emotions if our cognitive brain is the last to know? With emotional tuning, we can train our brain to recognize our emotions by sensing and labeling them as they manifest in our body. We call this process of mindfully identifying emotions, name it to tame it. All you need are a few words to describe emotions or sensations in the body indicative of emotions. For example, I'm feeling scared, my throat is tightening, or I'm noticing tension in my shoulders. This process of mental noting or naming activates our prefrontal cortex, which helps to reduce the spikes in our limbic system that cause our emotional reactivity and strengthens the pathways between the body and the cortex. Emotional tuning gives us access to vital information about our feelings, both positive and negative, growing our capacity to consciously identify and learn from what we are feeling. We also gain a potent moment of space between what's happening and our reaction to it, leading to one of our greatest allies in meeting challenges, response flexibility. Just by naming our emotions, we free ourselves from emotional reactivity and gain the flexibility to consciously choose from a wide array of skillful responses. So while we can't eliminate stress, we can, through repeated practice, train ourselves to identify and regulate our emotions, leading to greater clarity, wisdom, and happiness. Thank you.
Welcome home, Candace. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. A thought of the day. I had one of those days on Friday that was kind of a stressful day. Okay, it wasn't kind of, it was a stressful day. I'm fine. There were a little medical thing going on that needed to check out. And I was like, okay, we'll figure this out. I'm so blessed to have a doctor that I trust and love and who is in a building 1 block away from my office. I'm really lucky. And so this led to going, we need to do a little procedure, a little test. Well, I was scheduled to go see the middle school show at the Spot Friday night. And it started at 6:30. And I really wanted to go. And this procedure was going to happen at 5. Well, it did. It actually happened at 4:45. I was out of there by 5:15. Time for me to go to Haley, pick up a med that I needed to start, and still make it to the play on time. And there were those in my life who loved me who were like, are you sure you should really do this? It's like, yes, the doctor said I didn't have to change anything I was doing. So I'm going to see the play. And then the universe has a great sense of humor, so I sat down, and this really amazing woman sat down next to me, and we started conversation about kids and about energy and about their willingness to dive into the deep end of the pool without knowing where the bottom is. And that's what happened. This place started. It was amazing. Not just good, but amazing. Like probably the best youth production I've ever seen. And these were middle schoolers. These are 6th, 7th, 8th graders. Doing a play that I like very much, that's very funny. I laughed very hard. I cheered until I couldn't cheer anymore. It was one of those beautiful affirmations of individual skills and talents and passions coming together in a collective that is even larger than all of those wonderful individual talents and passions. And it was such a beautiful affirmation. And then I yesterday had an all-day rehearsal with high school girls, Con la Voce from the Wood River High School, which, by the way, if you're not doing anything at 4 o'clock today, at the Liberty Theater, they're doing the second performance of their concert. It's worth going to. And what I started to think about was what those emotions are like for people who are considerably younger than me. And what I observed, we had a day yesterday in getting ready for this concert that was full of little glitches with sound and lights and things that had nothing to do with what the girls were going to do, but it was all there to support them. And they see life. But I have allowed over time little cracks in the story where stress could come in. And so my intention today is to walk into the door this afternoon with zero stress. I want to play like they do. Now, will I be successful? I don't know. I've gotten really good at letting stress in, you know? So I may not totally succeed. But this morning when I woke up, and I realized that was my intention. Because somehow in my dream, these shades, which come down to make the camera work, were all really dark and too low, and I was worried about that. And I realized I was manifesting stress, and I could let it go. When I got here this morning and saw the curtains were just as they always are, I knew the day was going to be okay. Come to the song. Come to the dance. Bring all you are, and bring all you'll be.